I'm looking, I broke my glasses, which I actually got for free. But girl always like, sorry. It's been, I look a little tired today, you guys. I had to do some garden work this morning and I worked last night. So I'm a little exhausted. So I feel like that's always my story. I'm always running around. Anyway, so I'm in the store. I think sunglasses are really important. I love sunglasses. I wear them at night because sunglasses really just add sometimes that extra piece or that extra simplicity or that extra edge that you need for, not simplicity, but that extra edge that you need for an outfit. Especially if you want to wear something more like simple or, you know, or wearing like one color, like all black, or you want to dress down. Sometimes it's like sunglasses really just add that edge. So this is where I usually come to get my sunglasses if I don't just find something in a good place, or I'll go to Marshalls. And Nordstrom's Rack though has the best selection. But what I will say is Marshalls usually has a really good deal. I actually bought these glasses at Marshalls and they're in Nordstrom's Rack for $24, and I got them for $10 at Marshalls. You can't really tell how they look, but that brings me joy, that moment right there. I saved, like, these are $24.97. At Marshalls they were $9.99, and they're in Nordstrom's Rack for $15 more basically, which is insane. So I've never had that happen. This is the first time this has ever happened to me. So it's a good place to get like sunglasses, really good sunglasses, really cute sunglasses, really like quality sunglasses that don't cost that much, because we don't want to spend, or we can't afford to spend that amount of money on sunglasses. So it's just nice to come in here and see what they have, like as far as their selection. Maybe. So I actually bought these sunglasses before and I lost them, and I've been back to Nordstrom's and they always have them. And it's really cool. Like, a nice little trick too is like, if you have an item that you lost or like that you got somewhere, sometimes it's good to circle back during a Mercury retrograde, because you'll find the exact same item there and then you can buy it again. It's like nice little astrology code to use for like. So I actually ended up getting some home. It's been a long day. I ended up with getting these sunglasses to replace the ones that were broken today. These are Geiger, and these were at the Rack. Hopefully you can see them. It's really nice weight, just very simple, but also kind of like a statement. Like, it's like statement, but it's simple. It's still a little edgy. It's got nice shapes as like edges. So it's really nice. I really like these. You know, they're good statement glasses. They're not too simple, but they also have a simplicity to them. And I like the thickness of them too. And I felt that this was a nice, a really defined look, as well as like just very elegant in a way, but also edgy. So I like these a lot. These were $39.97 to be exact. And then I was just gonna get these, and I was walking around kind of seeing what else was around, because I needed a pair of jeans too, even though I had no success with those. And I found another pair of sunglasses that are amazing. And these were $19.99. These are DEZI. DEZI is a designer that actually specializes in sunglasses, versus Geiger. This is my first time buying something from him. Has purses and etc. So these were pretty affordable, and as I stated earlier in the video while I was at the store, I found my Vince Camuto glasses that I bought at Marshalls for $9.99, and then they were at Nordstrom's Rack for $15 more. So that made me feel good, and because I really love Nordstrom's. The reason why I like Nordstrom's specifically Nordstrom's, but also Nordstrom's Rack, is because you can always find really good quality stuff for like everyday women that's like, you know, not too expensive and not too pricey and more the affordable side, but still has pretty good quality and lasts over time. And this top, actually, I've had this top for 5 years, if not more, and it looks the same as the day that I got it. And I also bought it from Nordstrom's, and it's made by a brand called Industry. So I just really like the stuff that they have. And then this was the case that the Kurt Geiger came in. And then this was the case that DEZI came in. So it's pretty nice. You know, it comes with a cloth bag. And that's the good thing about buying your sunglasses from the Rack versus or Nordstrom's, but you're not going to find the same price. I prefer the Rack to get my sunglasses, to find really well priced sunglasses. But you're not going to find, unless you shop Nordstrom's sale, then you can find stuff. But what was I going to say? The Rack, the difference between Marshalls and the Rack is like, when I went to Marshalls and I got my Vince Camuto glasses, the drawback is that it doesn't come with, they don't give you a case. When you buy your sunglasses from Nordstrom's Rack, you get the case. And sometimes you gotta ask because the sales associate might forget. But I made sure that I asked, and you know, I got my cases with my sunglasses, which is really important because you don't want to get your sunglasses scratched. You don't want to spend money on quality sunglasses that are, you know, well priced, and, you know, you want them to last. So you want to take care of the little items, the items that you get, and put special care into them. But this was definitely a steal because, especially this one, because these were only $19.99 and they were on sale. And I don't even know why nobody didn't buy these, because they're so unique. They're so edgy. It's beautiful. And it's like a cat eye, but it's very like a distinct look, you know, because it has the round edges, the round but sharpness. It's just beautiful. And I love the nude. The nude really, it really pulled me in. So I'm big on nude. And then here it has this detail here, triangle line, and then inside you see like DEZI. So really nice. Today was a really interesting day because I have been researching spotted lantern flies lately because they're everywhere and I've been seeing them for a long time. And I did a video like last year with the spotted lantern and the background, and they represent resilience. Like when I was looking up the symbolism, because I had never seen the bug before, but it's so crazy because they're like, you know, there's a major infestation of spotted lantern in America and from coming over from Asia. And the crazy thing is, you know, people hate them and they like, you know, they want to kill them and stuff. And people were trying to take them out, including me. So, but when I was doing my research, I realized that they were a big symbol of kind of like luck, because there's really no other species outside of human beings that are actually consuming or killing the spotted lanternfly. Because of their red spots, bugs, birds, and other wildlife is not interested in really eating them. And they're pretty hard to kill. I mean, there's a couple of things that you can do, but they're not that hard. I mean, they're hard to kill. So, I mean, get rid of in like large quantities. So obviously you can just step on it. But beyond that, like if you want to get them out of your garden, out of your yard, it's quite difficult and it takes a lot of effort. And the fact that there's no other species basically hunting them, they're not really predatorial, makes them kind of a symbol of luck in a way, because it's like or a form of protection, like a strong protection there. So I always thought that was really interesting, and that was a different way of looking at it, because it's like they're so hard to get rid of. Obviously resilience, but the fact that there's no other species really hunting them or eating them, it's like they haven't figured it out, because the red spots that they develop as they get into the maturity stages is really a deterioration from other bugs and other, spiders, etc., to eat them, because typically things that are red are poisonous. So I thought that was really interesting. But to get really into it, another thing that was interesting is that basically they produce insect, like fecal. This is getting gross. Fecal that's called honeydew. And it's crazy because all I've been seeing is honeydew for like the past week because I've been doing research. But today when I was listening to my Spotify, I was playing like random things that I like from like my list. And I noticed that honeydew came up, and I saw honeydew today in a grocery store or whatever, which is like, okay, that's normal. But the fact that honeydew came up on my Spotify made me want to look at it. And today is the 13th. We're moving into the new moon tomorrow, and there's a lot of new things that are happening. And also there's actually some things that I completed that have literally affected me since December, last December of the fiscal year. So of the fiscal new year, or end of the fiscal year. So it's a big symbol of like completion for me. But also the honeydew, when I looked up the symbolism of honeydew, it was talking about new beginnings and freshness and peace and calm and kind of like new starts, you know, and just like fresh energy. And I really like that. And I really like that. Even the fact that I'm wearing green and honeydew is green, is because like that's kind of what's going on in my life. That's going on my channel, because even though like I moved into my space in May, I'm going to be doing more stuff on my channel now. I'm going to be more consistent on my channel. And there's a freshness and a newness I'm bringing into the channel, kind of bringing more of myself into it, and just changing the dynamics that this channel has been operating on in a really big way. So it's like freshness and newness, and also just bringing more peace and calm into my world based off of just having my own space and being able to grow within that space. So I'm really grateful for all of you that are here, that are excited about what I'm going to be producing, as far as like sharing, you know, what I get, like my little stuff and the symbolism I run into, and how like everything that I do and is intentional, and how you can bring intention into your everyday life, with the things that you wear, with the things that you select, and also make really good choices within your budget when you're a person that likes quality stuff, likes the finer things, but don't really have the budget to support, you know, the super expensive things, but you still want to, you know, take care of your appearance, look a certain way. And it's really important the way that we show up in the world. So I think this is important. And I also am aware that, you know, the way that we look as women and the way that we present ourselves as women is a part of self-care. So yeah, that's pretty much what I wanted to share, but I hope you enjoyed. Thank you so much for listening. I hope that you're enjoying this new content, and that's it.